was like, holy cow, Bambi.
Did he leave his skate guards on?
You got to be kidding me. Like two other three guys that played in the
I know you got more money than.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, is it a hockey? So we were playing here. Episode 27. Welcome back, Sherp.
Glad to be back.
It's been a minute. You know, you were out of town.
One or two.
Yeah, a couple of minutes, eh?
Yeah, 3, 4, maybe. I don't know.
You know, last week we had Ariel and Evan back on the show. It was pretty cool. Great guests. Had a lot of fun with them and got to learn a little more than what about them, what they do, which was really, really cool. And Evan's message and what Ariel's doing, and it was really, really a good show.
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, but it's on my to-do list for this week. So.
Yeah, it's a good one. So you're back. I know you were out of town last week, hence why you weren't on the show. Where were you?
I was in Detroit, Michigan for the North American team's main camp. It was really good. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And it was a lot of good players, a lot of good talent. We had some tough decisions to make. It was good.
And that's always a good thing. Like, when you have a main camp or whatnot, you try to invite the best of the best. And, obviously we're going to have our training camp, I guess, at the end of this month, end of July. And out of that, 80, 100 guys that we had at main camp, we're going to narrow it down to about 44, 45 guys, give or take, and kind of weed out from there.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough process here. And at the end of the month, there was a lot of good players. Like I said, a lot of good talent. And, I think this year we have something, or the NA team has something that they didn't have last year with a little more grit. I think there's going to be a lot of goals scored, but it's going to be a much tougher team.
Obviously you've been around the program, you played in the program, Rhino hockey has always been north-south, not so much east and west, if you will. Bigger guys, tougher guys, just bring that grit. So I'm not to say we didn't have any of that last year.
For sure.
But I think we're going to have a little bit more of it this year.
More, for sure.
Which is entertaining for all you fans. Because who doesn't like to see that?
Be ready. Yeah, the Lone Stars and the Shreveports, aren't going to be the tough guys anymore. They better watch out for West Texas.
Yeah, West Texas, back to Rhino hockey, get some more banners up there. Last year was great for the North American team as well as the NA3. Both teams did well, and we look to thrive off of that even more so now.
Keep building. I'd like to see a couple more banners up there. Hopefully sooner rather than later, for sure.
For sure. I know, one of the things that we talked to, or, talking to the coaching staff, yourself and Mike, net minding was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
At main camp.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, the returners that were there did great. The guys that showed up were great. There was an 08 that was really good.
That's good.
On the radar, so
we're talking about the future, obviously, guys coming in. The 08's obviously not off the radar, but within the next year or so, kind of working their way in. I know we had a kid from Mexico City, Valencia.
Yep.
We talked about him. I talked to Diego, who's in charge of that program in Mexico City. He had some comments to say. He said the camp was really, really well ran. Some great players. The facility obviously is top notch. But so he had a lot of good things to say about the camp. And then he asked me, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Fair enough.
About Valencia. I know he's a younger kid, small.
Yep.
And he's, possibly a future Rhino.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got the hard work and the dedication to, bring it in Rhino, in El Paso. And, he's got some speed, he's got some hands. As long as he keeps working, gets a little stronger, I think he's going to be a shoo-in to be a Rhino for sure.
That's good. Yeah, no, they're obviously we have a partnership with Mexico City and the national program. And obviously, we have another guy that's coming on the team this year on the NA3, which is very, very exciting. If you want to tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah, Andres, he was here for the June camp. He signed up. I didn't really know what to expect. He was at the New Jersey North American League Combine, and Neil was there, one of our scouts, and, had good things to say, and he came in and impressed us, and, we're excited to have him this year for sure.
Well, when he was here a couple of weeks ago, when we had our camp, our developmental camp, our futures camp, he stood out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a bigger kid and a little, bigger kid brings a little bit more grit than what we've been used to with kids from South, especially in the national program. They're more of a skill type, faster kind of player.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone that I, have had or played with from Team Mexico, have been shorter. Which isn't a bad thing, but, they've been on the shorter side and, they're more, maybe east-west kind of players. They work hard.
When we say east and west for the terminology, we're talking dipsy-doodling kind of more skilled hands dangling type players versus north, south, up and down, just muckers type thing.
Guys like me.
Guys like all of us. So yeah, you know, having Andres here, he's again more of a north, south kind of guy. Fits that mold a little bit better.
And he's got the skill to go with it. So
he's a great kid.
Yeah, super nice.
You know,
just personable, and I think he's going to work just great.
You know, it's awesome that we're now coming in towards the middle of July, and I'm not saying the NA3 team is set because it's far from that, and you're obviously trying to better roster and better yourself and whatnot, but we are in a very good situation.
Absolutely.
From where we've been in any other year, in my opinion.
Last summer at this time I was pulling my hair out trying to figure it out,
right.
Getting through it, and, Fritzy and I were grinding it out, and this year, I don't know if it was, making playoffs and having some success with the NA team that helped, but, we're in definitely a better... It's still stressful. I'm still pulling my hair out. But
yes,
the little that I have.
Working for the guys that you work for is probably not as easy.
It'll take a toll on
at
you
some
for sure.
time for sure. But that's why you're here. You're bred to be here, and you came back. So I'm gonna just say, well, you know what you were getting yourself into.
I sure did. So. Everyone's like, "You bought a house?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure did."
Are you
You're
sure?
crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy.
No,
but no,
maybe
we talk about that often, like. Like we when we had our futures camp and whatnot, like you're here and Fritzy's here and Mikey Rivera's here, just the guys that come back.
Yeah.
And I'm not tooting our own horn or anything at all like that, but it says something about the organization.
Absolutely.
The organization, the people around with the off-ice officials, the billet families, everybody that's involved.
Piece, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it takes a village to operate this.
Absolutely.
And
I don't know how other organizations do it without that. I truly don't.
I can't speak for that. Obviously I deal with a lot of the organizations at a different level, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but you get to see a little bit more of the operational stuff and how teams survive with what they do. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to say that in the nicest way.
Sure.
As you probably think I'm thinking of what I can say and what I can't say.
It's not a knock. It's
no,
just,
absolutely
it's a
not. But
way
it's
of,
I had a conversation with another team in our the owner of a team in our division. I don't know, a week or two ago. He called me on something and everybody seems to have the same problems in the off season, whether that be camps, whether that be personnel, whether that be incoming players.
Absolutely.
And who called me? It was just nice to see that we're not the only ones that go through,
sure.
the hurdles and whatnot in the off season and even during the season, right? But it's a grind.
No, it is the summer. Yeah, I know you say it all the time. You hate the summer. I hate the summer. I'd much rather be, sitting on a bus for 12 hours going wherever.
This is cake.
Yeah.
For those that are listening and don't tune in, obviously our season runs September through, let's just call it April, May.
Yeah.
Just to be on the safe side, going the distance, if you will. And then during the off season, what do we do? Recruit.
Yep.
And
a little more.
And there's a little more in there too, but it's a different grind. People always ask me, so all summers you get time off? I'm like, no, man.
No.
Do I take time off? Yes, but it's...
I don't even know what time off is. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can somebody explain that?
And it's just a different busy.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's different. You can get out of the office a little more, but it's still a grind, man.
I'm glued to my phone.
100%.
And there's no setting it down without
Well, any good coach, any good recruiter or whatnot, you're constantly.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm talking.
And it's not ideal hours that you're dealing with. It's usually after 5 o'clock when kids are getting off work.
Yeah, and it's
mom and dad are home.
And you got to plan. Being mountain time, you got to plan for those East Coast kids. Make sure you're not calling them too late, or vice versa. And then, California,
and you're getting. I'll call you at 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's 6 your time.
Yeah. And kids don't realize it, but you're not going to say no. You wake up and say, yeah, sure, not a problem. And it is what it is.
Herman and I have talked about that many times. Just we revert back to when he was coaching.
Yeah.
And times have changed, right? It's changed 100%, but just the grind that he went through, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
compared to now. Like there's the X amount of teams more. There's more players. It's just crazy.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is there's just so many teams, and not just in our league and every junior league in North America. There's so many teams that trying to find the right pieces is tough. So when you do find that right piece, you got to make sure you're on them and get them locked in.
And success of an organization, what you offer, the building, the fans, everything that around it plays a part.
Absolutely. There could be the smallest thing that, might turn somebody off, and there's 400 other options. So,
one thing about El Paso is like, people are like, oh, it's El Paso. But when you get here, you're like, man,
yeah,
I can golf year round.
Yeah.
I can wear shorts year round.
Yep.
Maybe a hoodie to the rink during the winter. Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
Versus 30 below and you're shoveling your car every day.
I don't miss mowing the lawn. I loved mowing the lawn. That was one of my favorite
Do you mow
things
the lawn
to
or cut the grass?
Mow the lawn.
Okay. I got something for you off air.
Fair enough. Can't wait to hear what this is.
Is it roof or rough?
Roof.
Okay. We'll go back to the cut the lawn or mow the lawn.
Okay.
Just Steven looked at me too like I was crazy, but I got one for you guys when we get off.
I'm sure it's going to be good.
It is a good one. and you'll know exactly what I'm getting
I'm
at.
sure.
I've just been around the block a little bit more. I'm a little more older and a little wiser than you guys.
Oh, older.
Maybe not
sure.
wiser. Maybe not wiser, but certainly Steven's over there. Speaking of Steven, he lost his glasses today.
Why'd you do that?
You know what I mean? And you're talking about me being old.
Yeah, come on.
So we both go out and we're looking for him. And we
The blind leading the blind.
right, exactly. So we go out and we're looking in the parking lot where he parked, and we're looking around his vehicle, and we're coming back we're disappeared. So as we come back, just before we come up the stairs, they're like literally right there, which where I looked before, and I'm sure where he looked before too. But just one of those things, man.
Of course, it happens.
But the good thing is we found the glasses.
Good.
I didn't step on them, which was very close. That would have been bad.
That would have been the end of those glasses. That's for sure.
That would have been bad, So anyway, we found Steven's glasses, which is a good thing. It was pretty funny though. He's like, I don't know where I put my glasses. I'm like, well, let's go look for them. So we found them.
Well, at least he helped you.
I'm a good guy, man.
Yeah.
We found them. We
That's
found them.
good.
It's a we thing. He lost them, but we found them.
There you go.
You know what I mean? He lost them. We found them.
I mean, he found him, but he's saying we.
That's a
'cause he's
we
trying to be
thing.
nice.
Like he would have seen him if he was in front of me.
If he didn't have his glasses, how was he going to see him?
Probably not.
I walked out there 3 times.
I was wondering, like, man, I guess he likes the sun today. I don't know. He just keeps going outside. I didn't know he didn't have his goggles on, but. And I even asked, hey guys, can I take my goggles off today? Both of you guys are like, no, leave them on.
Leave him on.
Because you know why? Because they make fun of me. That's why. They make fun of me because I'm very self-conscious if they're twisted or turned, which you've seen in an episode before when he was on when I was out of town, and both these guys made fun of me. But I don't forget.
I am Corey and this is Crash Course Podcast.
But you know what the funny thing was? My glasses were crooked, and obviously you guys planned this. But,
No, we didn't
But
plan
you guys were going, or you were going like this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, do I really do that? And Cameron's like, yeah, you do. I'm like, do I really?
Absolutely.
So I guess I do. But you know what?
Sure can.
I don't get mad.
You get even.
I'll get even
I'm waiting
at
for it.
at the best time. I had something.
Of course you did.
And Steven I remember we were talking. Well, I'm not going to tell you because I really want to do it. But we were talking
it's
about
gonna
you.
be good.
But anyway, it was fun. And then we'll get in a little bit more about Steven here in a little bit. But so camp, it was good. We're gonna have some stuff coming up. We got a Planet Hockey going on right now.
Yep.
Little hockey school.
Looks like a pretty good turnout. There was some kids out there that were buzzing around, so it was good. I had a little skate with Cameron this morning.
Yeah.
And that went well.
Yeah, I don't know if it went well.
Well, I mean, definitely not on your wallet because she decided to break her stick. So
Yeah. Yeah, as she sits there. Cool shirt though.
that's a sweet shirt.
And Hot Dog Joe made that. Thanks. Shout out to Hot Dog Joe.
Hot Dog Joe.
So yeah, no, camp went well. We got some, and then 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have our own in-house hockey camp.
Yep.
So any of the listeners out there for 12 and under, just jump onto the website, get on social media. We're gonna send it out again, and we're gonna have a little fun. 9 a.m. to basically 12. We're gonna have some coaches out there. We're gonna have some fun. 2 ice times, a little bit of dry land.
Yep. We're working on getting some current Rhinos out there as well. So those El Paso kids, be ready. I'm going to be calling you today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anybody that's listening. But no, it'll be fun. And we used to do a youth hockey camp years ago. I don't know the time frame, but we didn't have the ice in.
Yeah.
So we used to have like a portable rink that we would do, like bumpers and stuff. I guess the bumpers that we have.
Yeah.
But we put it under the pavilion and we'd play like roller hockey. We'd do
That's
soccer
awesome.
stuff, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Go to the zoo, but it was an all day type thing.
Yeah.
And again, everybody's excuse COVID, and I'm going to throw that out there. So when COVID hit, it just kind of everybody scrambled and you kind of reset. So we're kind of
Trying to
getting
get
back
it,
on that train.
Yeah, and I love the youth hockey. I mean, that's where I came from. I was the hockey director while I was coaching youth before I came down here. And it's just so much fun, especially the young kids. It's just a totally different day than what you're used to with, 20-year-olds. To 12, it's a little more silly.
Yeah, it's just it's a little more silly, a little bit more lighthearted, if you will. But it's fun, seeing these little dudes get out there, and it's for everybody. You don't have to have experience.
Nope.
It's going to be light. It's going to be fun. You're going to learn basic fundamentals. You're going to kids that have a little bit more skill. We have some stuff lined up for them.
Yeah, we're planning it out. So there's a station for every skill, and then we'll move around, and every station will be something that is for everybody. So you're not going to be pushed too hard if you're new to it, and if you've been around for a minute, you're gonna have you're gonna be tested, and you're gonna have some fun drills to work with for sure.
Yeah, so it'll be fun, and that's going to start on the 22nd, I believe, which is Monday.
Yep.
And again, just go on our website, social media. We're going to send it out again for anybody that wants to register. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Come on out.
So that's that, and then we get into towards the end of July. We have our training camp that comes in July 31st through August 4th with the free orange and black game.
Yep, better
August
be here.
3rd.
Show the kids coming to town what Rhino hockey is, and the fans and everything. It'll be a really good time.
So this will be this is year 4. So this will be the 4th year that we've done it. I think 3rd or 4th, and it's a great time because you have 40 guys that are trying to fight for a 25-man roster.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to say it's a battle royal, but it's a battle royal.
yeah.
It's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
You got to do whatever it takes to make that team. So
And it's
guys
a lot
are
of
going to be blocking shots and eating punches and whatever else they got to do.
Whatever you can do,
it,
and it's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we sold out last year. It's free. It's free, and I don't think we could fit another person in here. In the years before too, and it's crazy. Like you get away at the end of the season, we're all like, man, we just put in whatever 100 home games or 50 home games, or whatever it is, and you're glad the season's over.
Yeah,
I'd be the first
a
one
lot.
to say, you know what, it sucks to lose, but man, it's nice. But now
take a deep breath. Yeah, but
a month goes away or whatever, and you're like, man, just chomping at the bit to get back into it.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm excited to have everybody back in here and see all the people that I haven't seen in a couple months, and it'll be
a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So yeah, that's at the end of the month, and then the guys will go back home. The NA guys will go back home for 2 to 3 weeks, and then the NA guys report, I think, September 1st, and the NA3 guys will report on the 5th,
Yep.
which is awesome. So you guys start early this year.
Yeah, it'll be good, and our schedule this year isn't nearly as rough as it was last year with 5 games in 7 weeks. Which it wasn't terrible. I think it worked out in our favor at the end of the day.
Well, you can't argue it because of where you finished.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
For
so
sure.
it's you finish at the bottom and our schedule sucked.
Yeah.
But then it's just an excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no perfect schedule.
No. Something's going to be messed up. It's not going to work out. It's going to be tough at wherever you are, whoever you are.
But this year's obviously a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the NA team schedule's a little rough at the beginning.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
you get the road trips out of the way.
Yeah. But based on the travel that they're going to do,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it makes sense, but it makes sense.
Yeah. No, I think it does.
The way
From
we're
what
gonna
I've heard,
we're gonna do it and stop and whatnot, so you can just break up the travel, and which is going to be helpful.
Yeah.
But getting on the road, like, it's not a bad thing.
It's a good thing to build the team quick.
Yeah, 100%.
Because then you're spending every minute together. So
Yeah. And you just learn what guys are about. Like, playing at home versus the road is 2 different things.
absolutely it is.
In any sport, in any event, whatever it is, comfort, whatever. But it kind of learn a guy's character too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and you make friends right away, or being at home, you're not together all the time.
You can weed out
And then
bad apples a lot easier on the road.
for sure.
I think that's just me personally.
100%.
You know, you find out what guys have bad habits, being late for meetings, being late for breakfast or walks or whatever you guys do on the road.
I've missed the bus.
Missed the bus. Somebody told me the other day, well, what happens if we're not on time? Well, take an Uber. I don't care. It's your business.
Yeah.
If
you're late, you're late. I'm not. The whole team's not going to be late because you're late. So
I can't remember. It wasn't. I don't know what it was, but somebody asked me that.
yeah.
And I don't know. Take an Uber. Take a cab.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
It's not going to work here. It's not going to work in real life. Better get used to it. So.
And that's exactly what it is. I talk about my kid all the time about being responsible and punctuality and all that stuff. I think I've told the story before, but you know, a couple of years ago when the coaches would do when we had our conditioning camps.
Yeah.
And my daughter and Bianca and Carol and all the girls were in the girls' locker room, and the coaches had just stepped on the ice. And it was like, let's just say it was 9:00.
Yeah.
But it was like 9:01. And my office is down there, and I'm like, that's weird. I don't hear any players. And I'm like, my kid's here. So remember this, Cameron?
What?
When you guys were late for the ice time?
Yeah, he didn't let me practice.
So
It's fair.
I walked to the locker room and I knock on the door, and they knew it. They knew who it was for sure. Cameron opens the door, and she's probably the ones with the most, I can't say that word, but nerve to answer the door, so to speak. And she's not even ready. Like, she's got her shoulder pads on. There's girls with their body, they still got to get half dressed. And I'm like, ladies, like, you're supposed to be out there like a minute ago. Yeah, we're almost there. I said, almost doesn't cut it. I can't do anything to you guys, but you, young lady, take your stuff off. You're going home. Well, Dad.
Nope.
What do you mean, Dad? What? Respect people's time.
Did it pay off?
Yeah, I learned it again.
There you go. Learned a lesson.
And, I said, take your stuff. Dad, you for real? I'm like, 100% take your stuff off. You're going home.
Yeah.
And then I said, you're going to apologize to the coaches for wasting their time the next time you come, because it's wrong.
It happened in Blaine this year at the showcase for us. We had, a age out and two other guys that were late for the bus. They didn't get to play in the game. And, I feel bad that all the scouts are there, but at the end of the day, it's,
at the end of the day, you just said it. We're trying to not only produce hockey players, but you're trying to develop young men into adults.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And there's learning curves with everything.
For sure.
Like I went through them, you went through them, we've all went through them. I remember that incident. You were like, shoot, I'm sorry. I'm like, don't.
Yeah.
You made a decision. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
We had one here during the year. Like, if you're not abide by the rules and you're breaking them, why should you get to play?
Shouldn't.
Win or lose. I remember Herm. It was in the semifinals. Winners going to the Thorn Cup against OKC. 3 of the top players were a minute late to the. I don't even know if they were a minute late to the meeting.
Yeah. Sorry.
And he didn't dress them. And I'm looking at the roster before the game. I wasn't on the trip. I text him like, "Hey, dude, what happened?" He's like, "They were late."
Yeah.
Game 3 out of best of 3, the winners going to the Thorn Cup. We won. But he goes, why now? Why would I change it now?
Yeah.
When all year.
Well, and I mean,
why is it fair to the next guy?
It's not. And at the end of the day, you kind of force those guys that are dressed to pick up the slack and say, "Hey, we're going to do this without you if you're not going to be bought in."
And the young man that I'm specifically talking about, if you were to talk to him today, I bet you that life lesson, that one alone, curved him.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you will. You have a chance because he's around. He'll be around.
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
That particular young man.
Yeah.
And if you ask him, I bet you he would say there was multiple things, but that one in particular curved the way I am.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
It is what it is. If you listen to mom and dad, they generally know what's best. Punctuality, is a big part of it. Respect, all that good stuff, man.
You know, the other thing while we're on it, if you make a commitment, stick to the commitment.
Right.
Just random. It's been bothering me for the last couple of days on a couple of things. Like, if you made a commitment, stick to the commitment. You don't get out of it. Finish it up. Finish what you're committed to, and then move on. That's another life lesson for free. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Like signing up for a hockey camp. We'll just use hockey because it's what it is. And you do Monday, Tuesday. And I don't feel like going Thursday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
No, you signed up. Finish it out. And you don't ever have to do it again if you don't want to.
We had that lesson in my household too. She finished it.
I believe
She's
it.
not. She's here, but she's not here.
Yeah.
Listen to her. Exactly.
She's Real Housewives or something over
Yeah,
there.
she's.
What are you
trying to-
watching?
Housewives.
Yeah, I figured.
Are you really?
Are you really? Oh,
Oh, she must have. I got a funny story. I told Steven this earlier. I posted a thing on social media yesterday with me and Julian, and that particular tournament, we were in Odessa. And I was the coach, and she already knows what I'm going to say. So we get to the turn. I was I was there, and my dad. We just got back from Canada. My dad bought her new skates, right, and so she's getting her stuff ready for the tournament. And so she has 2 pairs of skates, and she doesn't pay attention. Why would any 10-year-old pay attention to what they're doing?
I know where this is going.
Puts 2 left skates in her bag. Remember that?
Yeah.
So we get to the
Is
tournament.
that what happened this morning too?
Exactly. But anyway, she had 2 left skates. I'm like, dude, like, how do you do that? But it happens, I
Yeah.
guess. You know, I'm like, figure it out, kid. You're 10 years old. You're gonna figure this out.
Yep.
Not me.
Nope.
So
Yeah.
luckily, Theron Markuson, you probably don't know him. He got hurt in like the next game, and it was done for the tournament. So remember, you borrowed his skates.
There you go. Works out.
It worked out. But anyway, but it's, this episode, we're going to kind of keep it short and just a little bit lighter. But before we go, I just want to thank Steven. This is, and you can put this on or you don't have to put it on, but this is Steven's last week. This is going to be his last podcast here. And you've done an amazing job with it, my man. I'm going to be calling you. Like, hey, how do we do this? How do we do that? And hopefully you pick up, which, anyway, it's I'm not going to get sentimental on it, but
Yeah.
you appreciate all that you've
Appreciate
done, man.
it, for sure.
You've done a great job.
I'm gonna miss making fun of you. So we'll probably still do
You know
it.
what I'm gonna miss is the bets that he jumps in it but
And,
doesn't partake
yeah.
in. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't bet the chips. I didn't. What else? The shaved heads thing.
Yeah.
You know
It is
what
what
else?
it is.
What other stupid stuff did we do? Well, you did the stupid marshmallow one.
Yeah, that I was supposedly texted about. Didn't go through.
I'm sure he did. I can go back through. It probably turned green when it should have been blue.
I think there's a big red exclamation point next to it.
It was a thought that counted. But anyway, Stephen, thank you for everything, my man.
Thank you.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have much else to say this one. Next week will be Sherman and I again. We'll talk a little bit more about what's coming up in Rhino Country.
Sounds good.
So until then, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please remember to like and follow. And remember, take care, comb your hair, and keep the stick on the ice.